Hi everyone, Hannah here. So I wanted to show you what you will receive in this month's mixed media box. Really excited about this box. We're really going to challenge ourselves to kind of think outside the box, pun intended. On this particular kit, I got inspired um, by some of the wonderful creative artists with Finnabair. They are truly very, very talented. And so in looking at a lot of their different things, that's what brought this kit about. So we'll start with the colors. These are some really fun colors. This is the first month that we have done the liquid acrylic. I've watched a lot of the tutorials on showing this, like how they use it, and really it is so much like how we usually do with the metallic acrylic paint and how we spray it with water. We will be using that same effect with this. So I'm really excited to show y'all in the tutorial, following this unboxing, on using these. So we've got ultramarine, a really pretty blue color, and then this burnt sienna, just really excited. So we've got this brown color, this blue color, and we've got the Firebird wax paste. So it's kind of a copper orangey color, really, really pretty. I think that will really highlight everything really well. We're going to do black gesso so that we will be able to, kind of bring about all these colors together, and just really excited about it. We're also excited to introduce a new product this month. It is called Mystic Jade Effect Paste. It is really, really cool. And we just came out with this this month. And I don't know if the camera even does its justice, but it's like a bluish green color. Got some glitter in there, and when it dries, it's almost kind of rubbery like, but it's really, really cool. And it has texture, mostly from the glitter bits in there. But so I thought it would just pair really well with this. And, these colors go so well together, the blue and the green and the brown, and then we're going to top it with this beautiful Firebird color. So I'm really, really excited. And of course you'll get a paintbrush, palette knife, 8x10 stretched canvas, and in the embellishment pack here. So the quirky item, or I should say the fun, challenging item, we've got some sticks that we're going to be using in our kit. Really excited about it. Personally for me, it's really going to help me think outside the box, outside my comfort zone. And so I'm really, really excited, about this particular kit. We've also got some mechanicals, which, some metal pieces. Who doesn't love that? We've got some filigree piece, got some metal pieces, got clock hands, and we've got a little metal frame. Each kit will be different as far as some of the pieces you get will be slightly varied. And some kits will receive a black frame like this, or you might get a wooden frame or a silver frame or a gold frame. Some are kind of more plain like this, some are a little more ornate. So it's all a nice mix of what you will receive. You'll also be getting some puzzle pieces, which I like to use puzzle pieces you know, in in the kits. I find them very interesting to use, so we'll be using that. We'll also get some flowers and some other little flower pieces here. A lot of times with these, I like to cut them in half, or you can fold them in half if you want a little more, 3D, in your project. So you'll get that. We've got some chipboard pieces. This is from Prima Capri collection. And I just really like the colors and, kind of the vibe with it. So we'll be mixing that in there as well. We've got a little metal bead mix. So we've got, excuse me, we've got some little spacer beads, some little bugle beads, just some regular ball beads, sometimes even some little bead caps in there. So just a neat little eclectic mix, for this particular kit. And then we also have another embellishment pack in here that just a neat little mix. I'm really excited about using this. These are little index tabs, and your kit will receive different words. Some is happy, cherish, love, family, wish, just all different words. And so you'll get that. We've got a couple of smaller little filigree pieces. I've got a couple of large beads, metal beads. We've got a couple of different, you might receive like 2 different brads or a piece like this. This is going to be covered up. Excuse me, my allergies are messed up today. If I eat too much dairy, it just aggravates my allergies. I know better, but I just can't seem to stay away from that cheese. So anyway, we're going to be covering this up, so please don't feel that it's just an oddball and it just doesn't match at all. This will be covered up, so so it's just mainly the shape and another 3-dimensional item just kind of popping up on our project. We've also got these little round rhinestone spacers, and you'll get 3 that are in the green and 3 that are in the brown. You can cover the whole thing up if you don't want any of the color to show, or you can let the color show through. And I'll show you in my project. Whoops, I was supposed to put that in the bag. And I'll show you in my project what I decided to do. And then we will also be using, I'll just put all that up later. These are from, the name of the collection is escaping me. I want to say it's Golden Desert or something like that. But I thought this would go really well with the wax paste that we're using for this kit, and just kind of reiterate, that color, that kind of burnt orange copper color. And then we've got some black micro beads that we're using, and all of the mixed media kits will have the black micro beads unless we get down to the end of the month and oversell or something, and we run out of that particular color. But so far we've got it with the mixed media kits for the next couple of weeks. So I just thought the black, I just didn't want to add too much color. And for this particular project, I think just the texture of the micro beads will be enough. Not necessarily for the color, but just for the texture wise. So I am really excited about diving on into this project. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I'm going to do is place my stencil down and take the Mystic Jade texture paste, and I'm just kind of going over it kind of rough. It's not perfect. I want it to be kind of a fragment of the stencil. And for my particular project, what I'm doing it on the opposite end. So the first one on the top right and the next one on the bottom left, just to kind of balance out, the layout. So I let that dry, and now I'm figuring out how I want to put the sticks on the layout. And while I was letting the texture paste dry, I went ahead and kind of put together how I wanted everything to be on the side of the canvas. And I think that's a good idea, just to kind of get an idea of how you want everything to look. And for me, it makes it easier to come together. Once I kind of start playing with it and putting some things together, then it just all kind of comes together on how I want to start placing everything on the canvas. So now I'm adding the burnt sienna liquid acrylic, and I'm just applying this how I guess you would with watercolor paint. I kind of do mine a little bit different. I just kind of start putting the paint down and then spritzing it with water. You could also go ahead and mix some of it with water first. This is just kind of how I like to do it. To me, it's easier and quicker, and I can just go ahead and start getting messy and fun with it. But of course, you can do it however you want to. But I'm wanting to have the brown darker around the sticks and in between the sticks, and then kind of fade out and be a lighter color toward the edge of the canvas. So after drying the brown paint with my heat gun, now I'm coming with the ultramarine liquid acrylic. And right off the bat, I'm really loving it. And for this particular color, a little paint goes a long way. I had to add quite a bit of water because it was a very high pigmented color. And especially, I guess it's a dark blue anyway, so I really had to add quite a bit, you know, and it stretched pretty good. And it's a beautiful, beautiful blue color. And I'm just adding some water and just kind of letting it run down a little bit. That's what I really like about watercolor painting, is that effect where it just kind of drips down. And I do really like that about it. So I'm just going to be putting this around the sticks just like I did with the brown, and darker blue around the sticks, and then kind of fade out and make it a lighter color toward the edge of the canvas. Now I'm taking some of the black gesso and covering up any places that I might have missed under the sticks when I glued them down. They were still a little bit wet, or the glue was wet when I did the painting. And then of course with all the spritzing of the water, you know, the glue did not set. So I let that dry, and now I'm coming back and just covering up any spots. I also like with the black gesso, it makes it look like a shadow up underneath the sticks. And so I'm just going for that look, as well as covering up any white places or a little bit lighter places of paint maybe that I missed. So here I'm taking the little prongs off of the brad, and I'm painting it with the black gesso, you know, just to cover that image up. I mainly just wanted the shape or the image itself, but not the design on it. So I just covered it up with gesso. I'm going to set it aside, let it dry, and I'll place it on my layout, you know, later on when I figure out where I want it to go. I'm just going to start putting some of the pieces down. I've got some of these puzzle pieces, so I'm going to glue them down and then paint them with the black gesso, just so we don't have too many colors going on in the project. So I'm going to paint those with the black gesso, cover that up, and just kind of figure out basically where I want everything. Usually I'll start putting some things down, and then I might move them around a little bit, you know, and that's just kind of how the process is. Sometimes we like it in one place, but then we decide later we want it in a different place. So, but I really like all the products that we're using in this month's kit. It's really a lot of fun. I'm excited to try something different with the sticks and, adding the metal pieces. And then, of course, these colors and this liquid acrylic paint. It's really a lot of fun. So in the little bead pack that you received, this is what I'm doing. I'm adding some of the glue down and just pouring some of those little metal beads on there and just kind of spreading them around with my palette knife. And I'm just doing it like in the crevices in between the sticks and just kind of maybe peeking out through the sides a little bit. Now I'm going to start adding the wax paste. I have not let my items set, so the glue is still wet. So I thought the easiest way would to be apply the wax paste with a paintbrush. Most of the time I do it with my finger, but this time I'm going to do it with the paintbrush. And to help hold some of the places, the beads and different things in place, sometimes I'm having to use my palette knife. And I really like this color. I feel that it really just kind of pulls everything together. And this orange color, it really coordinates well with the blue and the brown and the green colors in the project. So now I'm just gluing down some of the Satin crystals, and this will be pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for watching.